Alrighty, so really quickly, I wanted to make a video on whether or not you should pull or pass for Summer Roxy, and in short, you should probably skip this banner. It's really not all that great. It's the only enticing thing about it is that it's a step-up banner, and there's OC units on the banner, which is kind of nice. But to be honest, the character in general just seems to kind of fall short. It's not as great as you would think it would be. The passive is pretty interesting with giving, your team evasion, but it's only for one attack. So as soon as they use like a useless AoE card, say, Excalibur Arthur uses a card, then, Purgatory Bond is just going to be able to, attack right after that. So it's really not all that great. Kind of falls short. I think the only thing that she might be really interesting for is there might end up being some sort of like events or something like that in the future that she might excel in. She just for some reason she just screams like final boss unit or something along those lines. Like she just has that sort of vibe to me personally. But yeah. Honestly, the banner isn't too crazy. We're looking at the JP banner just because I'm making this a little bit in advance, so that way you guys can, realize that it's really not all that great. But yeah, so you have Summer Roxy as the only rated up character. I'm assuming that means she's going to be a 0.5% chance. I was trying to look around and see if I could get a picture of the actual banner rates, but I couldn't really find anything just off of the small search that I did. But we do have a couple of OC characters which are kind of interesting. I know sometimes people can't really get their hands on these because they're sort of, few and far between. There's not a whole lot of OC banners and stuff like that come out all that often. So we have the Summer Valenti and Summer Easton on here, which is kind of interesting. Honestly, Valenti is very, very niche. She's really only good for like one certain final boss, and I honestly don't even remember which one it specifically was at this point. Easton is okay. We are getting Lilia. I think this is both the green and the blue Lilia. Honestly, blue Lilia is still pretty decent. She can be used for specific stuff with maybe like a knighthood boss or something like that. And she's just an okay unit in general. So, I mean, that might be worth getting. But the green Lilia is pretty bad. She has been bad pretty much ever since she released. So yeah, the red Lilia, the awakened Lilia is also on here. She's not really good for a whole lot besides maybe use on the Winged King team. But we all know how the Winged King team is, so not all that great. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is Mark II Valenti. It actually might not be. Those who shake the earth, weapon researcher Valenti. I think this is just regular green Valenti. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they put Mark II Valenti on this banner for some reason, and I'm not really sure why. But I think that's green Valenti, who has pretty much been phased out of the meta at this point. This should be, I think red Easton is on this banner, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Unless it's blue Easton, which is definitely a possibility. I'm not really sure which one that is, just off of the Google Translate version of that name. And then again, I don't really know what her little prefix thing is either way. So yeah, Mono is also on here. Human weapons. I think this is just a regular red Mono, so that's pretty bad. We have the Crazy Destroyer red Roxy, and then we have Green Shin and then Camilla on here as well. So there's really only like 2 or 3 characters that are actually decent on the banner. The only good thing about it is it's a step-up banner, so you get pretty much a free multi on steps 2 and 7, and then you get a guaranteed character at 5, and you get her guaranteed at 10, which is honestly pretty good. You can get the character in 242 gems, which isn't too bad, but unless you're a collector or you just have the extra gems to spend, or you're just really interested in the character, like you really actually like, maybe you just really like Roxy, or you think that you have like an interesting team comp that you can maybe do with her or something like that. I honestly think with the new stuff that's coming up, I know a lot of people aren't even really all that excited about the new the goddess Margaret, the new Ludociel unit that they showed off. But if you're not saving for that, do whatever you got to do, because some of the new units that are coming out really aren't that greatest. So there's a couple of skip banners maybe before the next festival, and then people are even skipping the festival. So just figure out whether or not this character means anything to you. For most players, it's probably not going to mean anything to you, so you can probably just safely skip this one and use your diamonds on something a little bit more worthy. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.